Hello everybody, this is Maria with the Wreath Meshine coming to you tonight with a brand new bow making tutorial for the connected double bow by me. I'm pretty sure this has never been done before, so if it has, feel free to let me know. But to my knowledge, I don't think so, and I've been doing wreaths since 2018, y'all. So I'm gonna go with that. So I have this swag on the table to show you an example of how I used it recently. So what it is it's two bows created individually but connected together with a piece in the middle. This is all one piece of ribbon. There is no cuts. There is no separations. There is no divides. It starts and ends with the same piece of ribbon. So I'm going to show you that, how to do it, how to make it. You can use it on swags. You can use it on wreaths. You can put one of the bows on one side of the wreath and connect it in the middle to the other side, to the other bow. So it's kind of intricate when we start. You may have to watch the tutorial a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna make a tutorial the other day when I made this, but it got so discombobulated. I'm just gonna do the tutorial right now only for the connected bow, double bow, because I don't want to confuse y'all. And I don't want to give you too much at one time. So I'm going to be right back and we're going to get started on this piece. All right, y'all. Howdy from Texas. It's Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. I hope everybody got to have a day off today to reflect and take a breather from work and life. I try to, y'all, but I don't know how to sit down and not do stuff. So on top of that, I'm doing a lot of development on the Wreath Lock, and I gotta focus on that. That's why I'm really not doing a huge tutorial today. I just wanted to launch this new technique to hopefully help you for the holidays develop your wreath techniques and your bow making techniques and launch y'all into the holidays with a lot of success. So like I said, to my knowledge, this technique has never been done. It does take a bit of planning and thought. It's not a super duper easy throw it together, you don't even have to think about it. So let me start by saying the first thing you're going to need to do to be able to do this tutorial is figure out what size your bow needs to be. Like I said, they're two separate bows connected in the middle. The thing is, the first bow size is most important to get right. The reason is you have to have enough material to make the bow, because the bow is going to have a trailing tail. We are going to work from where the end of the bow would be backwards. Normally you start at the beginning of the ribbon and you work forward. This one is, we're going to gather what we need to make the bow and we're going to work backward towards the start. So you can have too much ribbon, which is fine because you'll be able to cut it off in the end. What you can't have happen is not have enough ribbon, because that's gonna mess it up. So I'm gonna suggest you make one of your bows that you normally make, take it apart and measure it. I did that already. So for the example, I'm going to show you a bow I normally make. And I'm going to place it on this swag as an example for placement. And then I'm going to have the trailing tail. Then I'm going to go into the second bow. I'm going to show you how to place it. I'm going to show you how to make it. I'm going to show you all that stuff. So tonight we're going to focus on the connected double bow. Nothing else. I want to focus on this so that I don't confuse you. You may have to watch it a couple times either way. But once you get it, you should be good. Like when I made it the other night, I haven't made it in a couple years. And I had to think about it. And I had to redo it a couple times. That's because I haven't done it in like 3 years. And I didn't even think that it was something original and whatever, because it's just like I was just making a bow. So now I actually want to share it with y'all to give y'all a new bow technique, because I know things get a little dry in the wreath world. We get used to doing the same thing over and over, selling the same thing over and over, but lo and behold, we got something new. So let's do this. Like usual, if you have any questions after you watch the video, 100 times if you have to. If you have any questions that the video doesn't answer, feel free to ask in the comments below. But all we're going to need for this, and I highly suggest you use a 50-yard roll of ribbon, or extra one, or one that you don't usually use, to practice. And you can take the bow back apart and do it over and over again, because I use zip ties. You can cut the zip tie, take it apart, practice, do it again till you get it. You shouldn't have to do it that much if you're used to doing bows. If you're not, it might take a little longer. So I'm gonna move this up here. So you probably need 2 zip ties, which that's what I do, because I tie my bow into my swag or my evergreen wreath. If you're going to do it on something else, it's a whole different story, but I use zip ties to secure my bow. Okay, so I know how long my length of ribbon needs to be. So once you make your bow, you take it apart, we're going to measure the length of the ribbon to create our first bow. So I'm going to do a little over 3 meters. Little over 3 meters. Okay? Little over. Like I said, if you have ribbon left over in the end, which I might, I'll show you how to handle it. We ain't gonna freak out about it. So I'm gonna mark this here. Okay? This, let me see if I can. That'll work. Trying to. Okay. Oop, I lost count. Anyway, I'm gonna hit it here. So I'm gonna put this part. See, I got the trailing. Okay. This is going to lead to the second bow. All this that I gathered up here is for my first bow. Whatever's left over, I'll cut it off in the end. So I'm gonna get here and I'm gonna start making my first bow. And this is gonna be a regular, I'm gonna do a 10-inch wide. So I'm gonna do you're also getting a bow tutorial at the same time. I'm going to do 6 5-inch loops. So I hope everybody's having a good week. It is very hot here in Texas. I went outside to talk to my pest control guy today. And I think I melted and came back to life in a different form, because I was like, wow, it's hot and humid. I don't know. It's not even officially summer until tomorrow, supposedly, but I'm pretty sure we already got to that point. Because I know this is not a, what's it called? The female hot flashes. Yeah, it ain't that. It's just hot, y'all. So we're going to go back in the end and zhuzh and fluff. Drop it down. This is a very flimsy ribbon, but it is just to show you how to do this. And I'm sure you're going to have thicker, better ribbon normally. Okay, so I did my 5-inch loops. 6 of them. Now I'm going to go down to 4-inch loops, 4 of them. I'm going to do 6, 4, 2. I'm going to do those sets of loops right there. I'm just doing a basic bow. I'm not doing anything fancy. I feel that this type of bow design fits this project the best. Of course, you can do what you like in the long run, but just check the length and make sure it's matching up to what you're trying to do. So I'm taking it to the 4, gathering it, put it in, pinch and twist. This is a one-sided, officially one-sided. See, one side's good, and then you got the ugly side. So the faded, ugly side we want to keep on the inside of the bow. So we pinch and twist, we flip it over, and we keep on going. If you need a bow tutorial and you're new, welcome. I have bow tutorials and simple wreath tutorials on my YouTube library. So just type in Wreath Meshine and it'll give you a bunch of videos you can watch and learn different techniques. Now I'm going to go to the 3 inches and I'm just going to do 2 more excuse me, 2 more wreath loops, 3 inches each. Let's see, I'm not going to have that much ribbon left over, but it's okay because this one is not one I use a lot. Maybe I'll start. Okay, so this is my finished initial bow. Okay, you can make your bow however you want once you figure out in time how to do things, but you could also use this technique to make a continuous connection of ribbons on your garlands at Christmas time. So you don't have to have a gap in between your bows. You can have a leading or trailing tail. So everything can be connected. You can even do this with this on your wreath, connect them all around, across, zigzag, it don't matter. The options are endless. It's just how you want to do it. This is just me showing you the basic principle of how to do this. I'm going to get my zip tie. I'm going to run it underneath. And I'm not going to fasten it tight until, and so I'm going to cut my excess ribbon off. get my pointer and middle finger, put it underneath, in between, I'm sorry, on each side of this plastic piece, and my thumb up top. I'm gonna get the zip tie, pull it underneath. I'm gonna zip a little bit more, and then what I'm gonna do right now is zhuzh my bow. And keep in mind, you have a trailing tail, so we need to make sure we hold on to our bow with our hand, with our fingers, and not let things just slip out of place, okay? Because a natural tendency of these bows is to do what they want and start falling apart, and if you're not gripping your bow tight enough, things will come loose, blah blah blah, and we'll have to start all over. So let us not do that, okay? So we're gonna go from side to side and keep our fingers about in the same place. We're gonna set our loops how we want them. Okay, now this goes here. 2 up top, 2 shorter in the middle, longies in the center, shorties in the center. Same thing on the bottom. What you have on the top, you want to have on the bottom. See, we can judge this later, but I essentially just want to show you the basic premise. So, what you do now, you're going to tighten your zip tie all the way. One second, y'all. This is bothering me. Zoom out. There we go. Okay. So what we're going to do now, we're going to tighten the zip tie. We're going to use our wire cutters to cut the excess zip tie. Okay. Like I said earlier, the first bow is the most important one to know how much ribbon you're going to need. So we're done with that part now. To make it easier, pinch, twist, start, bottom bow. See, we have the connecting piece in between. So I'm not going to do the same bow size. I'm going to do like multiple 4-inch loops. But I'm going to do the same amount I had on here. I'm going to do it here. So I'm going to do 6, then 4, then 2. So I'm going to do 12 total. 1. Because I want my bow to look a little different. You can do the same one if you want. If you have a favorite bow you like to make, you can do that if you want. I may try in the future to do them with different bow types. I kind of just wing it, and I kind of just do what I do with my wreath creations. I don't really like plan things out too much. I get my material, I set it up in my mind, and I just go for it. Sorry about this ribbon, y'all. I just sometimes Sam's and Costco don't put out the best stuff, but probably should have used something different for this. But I'm just trying to show you the basic setup and how to do it. And also, I also wanted to talk about the Wreath Lock. So, the Wreath Lock is the first and only anti-theft wreath hook ever produced. It is a new invention. I have a patent pending on it. It is stainless steel. It keeps your wire-framed wreaths. Anything that has a wire frame on it, it can accommodate. You can also use it like on a swag that has a wire loop on it, not a solid hard loop, because there's only so much room in the space in between the hook. It's like up to 3 millimeters. So if you have something 3 millimeters or smaller, it can do it, but at the moment it's mostly for the wireframe wreaths. It's made for those at the moment. You can do you can rig it your way, but I cannot guarantee the anti-theft properties are going to apply. I am in the process of creating an additional part so that the wreath lock can be used with other wreaths like grapevines and stuff like that. So my objective is to have one hook that you can use for all your wreaths to protect them from theft, protect them from falling off or blowing off your door. Because, you know, sometimes, y'all, we have storms and we're at work, and then all of a sudden we get home and our wreath is on the floor, on the ground, down the road, in somebody else's yard, or we just never see it again. Surprise, surprise, right? So let me pause for a minute. This is the last loop. So I did my 12. So these are all 4 inches. They're slightly different from the first bow, but it's just to give it a little bit of variety. Okay? So I'm going to zip tie this one also. So like I was saying, if you have a wreath, if you know someone that has a wreath, I'm going to go ahead and snip off the excess ribbon. I'm going to get this out of the way. If you know someone that has a wreath, uses wreaths, likes the fancy bougie wreaths, whether it's you or somebody else and you need protection for your wreath, if you've had them stolen in the past and you're tired of going through that whole thing, okay, sorry. This time, on this bow, the tail, the connector is going to be up top. So when you zhuzh and fluff your bow, don't forget that this piece is up here and that you got to accommodate your fluffing for that, because sometimes we get to fluffing and we forget, and then we tighten our zip tie and then we're like, oh crap, and stuff is not in the right spot. So just remember that as you're going. Don't forget. Okay. So if you know someone that has nice wreaths, or you have nice wreaths, or you want to buy wreaths but you're hesitant because you're afraid they're going to get stolen, if they have a wireframe in them, this invention will help you. So if you would like to learn more about the Wreath Lock, all you got to do is go on the internet and type in Wreath Lock. That, or you can go to YouTube and type in Wreath Lock, then it'll take you to my YouTube page, and I'll have other tutorials there also. So I sell the Wreath Lock on Etsy. It's available in plain face. Plain face is like, this is the Wreath Lock. This is a plain face. It's just nothing on the front, okay? So what you do is you put it through your wreath, and your wreath sits here. You put it over the door. You close the door, and once you close the door, you cannot get your wreath off. It is stuck in this groove, okay? Not stuck, but that's where it sits. So we got the plain face, and ta-da! We also now have, yes, I am making this myself. Crazy how much I've had to learn in the last few months to do things. This is like scroll design So on Etsy, I have a drop down that shows you the different designs currently that you can get for the Wreath Lock. So let me tell you, this is a one-of-a-kind invention. It's patent pending. And let me also tell you that there are, to my knowledge, no other wreath hooks that have etching or engraving with designs on it. There is none. So I think this looks really nice, and it will look really nice, the part that's exposed above your wreath when it's hanging, or your swag. If your swag's hanging, it's going to hang low, so you'll have more to show. So I will be coming out with more designs. Just I have to do designs that work well with a two-sided hook. But other than that, I just wanted to let you know that they're available. They're stainless steel. They're pretty heavy duty, so they're going to last you for years, and they're weather resistant also. So you clean them with a stainless steel wipe, or just a moist rag, and clean it off. So it should last quite a long time. So let's go back to the second bow. So I'm going to tighten. I'm going to finish fluffing. Got our connector, and I'm going to go ahead and cut off my excess zip tie. Please use wire cutters to cut your zip ties, because it will dull your scissors that you use for your ribbon. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to place my, see how this goes? Place my first bow back up at the top where I originally had it. I'm going to tie it in where it needs to be. I'm going to refluff. And I do a lot of handmade, hand-tied bows, y'all. So I'm going to come down here in the bottom. Everybody does things their own way. That's why there's so many of us, and there's so many people in the world, and there's plenty to go around, and we all do our own thing. So this is how it is, y'all. It's just two bows connected together, and like, you don't have to do it this way. I'm just showing you an example. So like the other swag I showed in the beginning, that one was up top, and the other one was, the other bow was lower down. You can do it zigzag, you can do it across, you can do it however you want. So I just wanted to show y'all the basic concept and how it is. But like I said, the emphasis needs to be on the amount of ribbon you need to make the first bow. Too much is okay, not enough is not okay. So even if you have a little left over, that's okay. You don't want to be short. So I advise you to make a bow that you normally make, and without all the tails. Then cut it off from the main line, measure it out, and see how much material you need, so that you can accurately have enough for your bow. The second bow doesn't really matter, because that's the trailing bow. What we're mostly concerned about is when we make this first one. We want to make sure we have enough material. Otherwise, we have to start over again. But just remember, you measure out the material for the first bow, and at the end of that is where you want to start making the bow. So we're working backwards. Okay? So if you got to watch the video a few times, hey, do what you got to do. But if you do decide to make this, if you could drop me a line and post your pictures, I would really appreciate it, because I just want to know that people were able to use this and enjoyed it. So if y'all could please like, subscribe, and share. I would really appreciate it. And thank you for watching. Like I said, if you would like to purchase a Wreath Lock anti-theft wreath hook before the holidays, because y'all, I don't know if there's gonna be a rush all of a sudden. I don't know from one month to the next what's gonna happen. This has only been out since April of this year. It is patent pending. The final patent application's been submitted. I am reaching out to businesses to potentially do wholesale. If you are a business and you're interested in maybe carrying this product, feel free to reach out to me. So yeah, it's a original, rare, novel invention. So I'm just feeling very blessed to be the one to bring it to the wreath community. So like I said, if you make wreaths, you buy wreaths, this is for you. And if you know someone that's either one of those people, this would make a great gift for the holidays, because they're not gonna know about it more than likely. So y'all have a great day. Thank you again. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And y'all have a great day and be blessed. Thank you. Bye.